right, today our lesson is going to be about plot elements. And so your objective today is that I will be able to analyze plot elements, including the sequence of events, the conflict, and the resolution. So today we're going to go back to using Arthur's Pet Business to help us be able to fill out a graphic organizer that's going to help you complete your assignment today. So I'm going to show you the graphic organizer. It is uploaded into the Canvas class or course for you on the module, but this is what the blank graphic organizer looks like. So it talks about the literary elements. What's the title? Put your title and your date, your characters, your setting, your beginning, your middle, and your end. So we have our plot elements, the characters, the setting, we have the problem, we have the resolution, and we have the sequence of events. So this graphic organizer encompasses everything we need to know for that standard for today. So I'm going to show to you how I completed this graphic organizer to help me be able to break down the plot elements of the book, Arthur's Pet Business. So I'm going to focus in further and go a little bit closer down so you can see each thing as I've done it. So here I've done my title, Arthur's Pet Business by Mark Brown. The characters I said were Arthur and D.W., Dad and Mom, Mrs. Wood, and Perky. Now keep in mind, I didn't put every single character on there because sometimes they put little characters in there just to kind of add to the story and make it a little more rich, but there's not a necessary point where you need to put every character. But those are pretty much the main people that are involved in the story. The setting is Arthur's house primarily, but we do have some of it in the community, so I went ahead and put the community. That means Mrs. Wood's house and all the other places that they had been at the pet store and stuff like that. Instead of putting all those individual settings, I just encompassed it into the community. Okay, and so then the graphic organizer states what is the beginning, which includes the problem. So I said from the book, it talks about how at the beginning Arthur wanted a puppy, but when he asked his parents, they said he could have it if he could prove he was responsible enough. He wasn't sure how to prove it, but he decided he would start a pet business to earn some money and prove to his parents he was responsible. So his problem was he wanted a dog, he wanted a puppy, but he couldn't know how to figure out how to prove his responsibility level to be able to get that puppy. So then we moved on to the middle. The middle talks about the events of the story, the way he went about to solve his problem. So after some time, Arthur got his first customer, Mrs. Woods. She asked Arthur to watch her dog, Perky, while she was on vacation. She said Perky wasn't acting herself. Arthur worked hard to take care of Perky, but she was a very hard dog to take care of. So that was the primary events. There was lots of other things that happened, but in this situation, just go to the primary events that kind of help address the problem and the resolution to the story. So that was the primary events that happened with Arthur and Perky. Now we're going to go to the resolution. And the resolution is how the story gets summed up and the problem gets solved and how everything gets taken care of. So the resolution started when the day Mrs. Woods came to pick up Perky and Perky went missing. Arthur searched everywhere. He finally found Perky under his bed. Perky had puppies. Because Arthur had did such a good job taking care of Perky, she, Mrs. Woods, let Arthur keep a puppy. Arthur's parents felt that he had proved he was responsible enough to have a puppy. Okay, so this graphic organizer helped me be able to find the plot elements and the sequence of events, including the problem and the resolution. So I want you to use this graphic organizer. You can either print it off or just refer back to it as you're jotting down your answers on a sheet of paper. You don't have to print it if you don't have the capability to do that. Just go ahead and jot down each different thing, the characters, the setting, the problem, the events, and the resolution, beginning, middle, and end. And then when you go to complete your assignment, you'll have all of your answers right in front of you. You just need to fill in the assignment questions. And so all the questions are going to be just like this. Who are the characters? What was the setting? What was the beginning? Tell me the problem at the beginning. What were the events in the middle of the story? And what's the resolution at the end of the story? How did the story wrap itself up in a tight little neat bow and made the story fun and enjoyable for the reader? So I hope this helps you with your assignment. Please know that I don't expect perfection, but I do want you to try your hardest. I appreciate all the work you do. Oh, and by the way, you're going to use the text that I gave you, the group text. So if you're group 1, you'll use the group 1 text. If you're group 2, you'll use the group 2 text, group 3 and 4. The texts get harder as you go, so make sure you're in your correct group. If you don't know what group you're in, there is also on your Canvas module the stations by homeroom. So you go in there and you look and see which group you're in, group 1, 2, 3, and 4, based on your homeroom. So if you're Miss Irvine's homeroom, you'll look at Irvine's homeroom stations. If you're Miss Catrola's and Mr. Poster's, they're all 3 in there. So if you can't see one, just scroll down to the next one until you find the correct homeroom station group. And then you'll know which group you are in for you to be able to pick your text. All right, guys, I hope you have a good time working through your books and working through your literary element graphic organizer and then answering those questions on the assignment. I know this is not ideal, but we're going to get through this. Y'all take care.